Good morning, everyone. I hope you are surviving these late winter storms that we're having here in Colorado. Talk about miserable. But I know you skiers and boarders are probably loving it. But, this was all clear the other day. I'm at probably 8,500 feet here. Just hiking the dogs on a friend's property. And one of the multiple walks of the day. This is the second one. A little bit late in the day, but never mind. They'll survive. So yeah, it's just really sloppy out. So these are the days, and yesterday, when it was so miserable, that really the days that count. If you can push through those days on your activity, you know, the good weather days. Sorry, I just whacked the mic. The good weather days are just going to be cake. You want to shoot for a minimum of 30 minutes daily. 60 is ideal. The more the merrier. So breakfast this morning was, hey Corona. Okay, honey. Yeah, breakfast this morning was steel cut oats with a few little macadamia nuts, maybe an ounce and a half maybe. And some dried fruit, some cinnamon, and some nutmeg for a little flavor. And it is, I think, noon. Yep, don't be too surprised. What time is it? Sorry. Oh wow. Actually 10 to 1. Had a busy morning. But, yeah, so that was, what, 4 or 5 hours ago? Guess I ate breakfast about 8. And, hey. Yeah, I could eat, but then I can always eat. But, yeah, I'm not really hungry at all. I was doing a bunch of stuff around the house. So that's always a good way to start your day. I'm going to fall over here, so get ready. Sorry, lost my train of thought by trying not to fall over. Yeah, we do the steel cut oats. We generally will cook in the Instant Pot, which is just an electric pressure cooker. We use it for so much stuff. Probably steel cut oats, which take about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then rice is the other thing we use it for. Several times a week on both of those. And then you can just cook regular food in it. There's one really good noodle dish, I think from Vegan Under Pressure. So it's one pot cooking. You can saute everything in the Instant Pot with the top off, and then when you've done all your veggies, you can just throw in your noodles and your water and everything, and then just lock it down. I think it only takes like 5 minutes. Cooking the noodles in there and the peanut sauce. Oh, so good. Maybe I'll have that for dinner tonight. But yeah, it's habits and routines. Yeah, and that is what makes a whole food, plant-based diet much easier to do. Is just breaking it up. I think initially, just break it up. For this meal, I will not have any animal products. And you can do that once a day. Even once a week, like a meatless Monday type thing. you can really start to adjust your cravings and your wants and needs, and then switch into, you know, maybe 2 meals a day that have no animal products in them. The hardest thing for me is probably cheese and probably seafood. The meat itself, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't remember really struggling so much with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was definitely a meat and potatoes guy. Oh god, yep. This is going to be the bad bit. Yeah, definitely a meat and potatoes guy. You know, I grew up in a very working class family in England, so yeah, we often would have like lamb stew. My mum would use neck of lamb because that was about the cheapest cut, or liver and onions, although my dad hated that, much to everybody's amusement when we were having liver and onions. You know, Sundays, if we had a Sunday roast, very rarely would it be beef, but chicken or pork would be the most common ones. But that stuff, you know, my mum, who's almost 90, whenever I go home to England to visit, still struggles. Still struggles with the fact that I'm not doing, you know, regular food, as far as she's concerned. I'm like, yeah, just give me what you're cooking, just don't put any meat or gravy on it. So it's those little changes you make and you stick to all the time that will become a habit, and then, you know, you just, in the end, you won't even think about it. You'll just be making better choices. We try, and in the evenings for our evening meals, we'll often have salad. You know, I might grill some tofu with that. Kim loves a steamed artichoke. I have no idea why, but way too much work to eat one of those damn things. But yeah, or we'll do some nuts and seeds on it for just a little protein, because you just don't need that much. But salads in the evenings is a very common pattern for us, or even a juice. Not really a juice, more of a blend. So you just coconut water, and then just throw kale and spinach and berries and a little frozen mango, a little frozen peach, flax seeds, very important. Get your DHA, and sometimes turmeric, sometimes a little beetroot. Kim's a lot more adventurous when it comes to the juice blends than I am. I kind of find one I like and try and stick with it. But yeah, and you don't go to bed full, but you are nutritionally full. You may not be bursting at the seams. Oops. See, that's the other thing about hiking in these horrible conditions. It will force you to work on your balance whether you want to or not. If you're not slipping on the ice or mud, you're tripping over stuff. Crossing a little creek there. Just some runoff. But yeah, so this is this area I'm hiking in is actually private land one of our friends bought, and it's about 40 acres. So the perimeter if you walked it would be approximately 1 mile. Now we're zigzagging all through the property, so probably 1.5 miles total. I'm pretty slow. Kim's fast, but she does well adjusting her speed for me, or I just lead usually. But what I have noticed is in the couple of years I've been really strict, my endurance is way better than it was, and I'm taking less pain medication. I have chronic pain from a femur fracture in my left leg a few years ago, so my I think it's myofascial pain. I've done rehab, I've done massage, I've done acupuncture, I've done red lights and blue lights and all the other kinds of crap that a lot of times will work. I'm not as good about I'm not as good about doing my stretches as I should be, but I still get in 10,000 or more steps a day and about 1,000 slides. So, Jesus. So we'll try not to we'll try not to die here. At least there'll be witnesses, or a witness if no one watches. So yeah, I have to work really hard at that. Yeah, and there's a very fine balance for me. A steep bit. Yeah, there's a fine balance for me when I get to, I'm getting up into 20,000, 25,000 steps a day. It's the next day's not good for me, which is what interferes very much with my multi-day hikes and overnights and stuff. So I do have to try and find that balance. And for me, 10,000 steps is about 4 miles, maybe a little more. Just making sure the dogs aren't chasing in that they shouldn't be. So it's just doing this every day, because I have the dogs. You know, I'm forced to, even on the days when I'm feeling bad, or I actually do have to medicate. And I will still medicate if I have to. If I know I've got a big day, like I'm doing Capitol Creek or something, yeah, that's I think 7-8 miles in and the same back. I mean, I can do it, which is pretty miraculous for me. But it's very hard work. And I know the next day, you know, I'm not really going to be able to do that much unless I medicate, and I won't hesitate to if I need to. But it'll happen.